God bless America. Weren't you born in Akron, Ohio?
Yes, but I was booted out.
Weren't you born with the smell of rubber in your nostrils?
No, actually, it's a big honor state, so more like horse manure. Uh,
Okay, I thought I
but
was
but we
thinking.
do have several famous people from there. Chrissy Hind and the Pretenders
Yeah.
is my friend. Devo, let's not forget them, and of course Firestone. But I think of myself. I've been in Quebec so long now. Je suis un bon petit Québécois. Je suis
Oui, oui,
a
mais
cute, a cute,
on
shapely.
n'oubliera pas que vous êtes une Américaine, là, vous, là, de naissance, quand même.
Ta gueule. Alors,
Living.
on va parler français avec Bruno, mais we'll mix it up. But
Okay,
I got to tell you
okay.
about Bruno.
Lieutenant Colonel retired Bruno Plourde. Now, again,
I know.
no, 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 no. It's because there's a whole lot going on there, but I will let you set things up because this is a very interesting, again, as usual, little chapter in my little wife's brain.
Well, I met Bruno actually through Jim Killen, who is a good friend and is in charge of the Montreal Air Museum. And Jim is an honorary lieutenant colonel with the three wing up in Bagotville. And when I told him that Greg Bennett of the Ukrainian Canadian Congress wanted to sort of collaborate with an organization that helped military veterans, he put me in touch with Richard Gratton, who I already knew, with the Legion out in St. Anne, and then they introduced me to Bruno. And Bruno Plourde, of course, an incredible career, starting with the Canadian Army Reserve, 40 years of service. He represented Canada at the NATO military pentathlon competition, so he's in shape. And
Okay,
under the Inter-Allied Confederation of Reserve Officers, he is the graduate.
40 years of service.
Yeah. So anyway, I will let him go into his background, but
Okay.
he experienced quite a bit. Having experienced Afghanistan and the Democratic Republic of Congo, and I believe he was awarded the Meritorious Service Medal by the United States for his work in mentoring Afghan
Hmm.
police.
Hmm.
But right now, he's known mainly for being project manager for Lesentier, which he founded, which is a four-building resource for Canadian Force veterans who I don't need to tell you once they leave the forces. There's unfortunately not a lot. They need so much help, especially those who suffer from PTSD or wounds. So the organization, the Lesentier-the-Trail, run with Bruno and the Richard Gratton and Chloe, are extraordinary. And I met Richard for the first time last year when we organized the Stay the Course golf tournament for the Canadian Ukrainian Congress of Quebec and with Lesentier-the-Trail. And Bruno is forever in my books because Bruno's also has been with the Black Watch, and he gave me this he gave us the Black Watch dining room for our press conference, which was quite incredible. And he has remained a friend since, and we're going to do a whole lot more stuff together. Bruno, were you at the Moncton Festival on the weekend, or?
No, no, I was catching up with home maintenance,
Oh, I see.
clearing out the backyard, being all over the place, being all over the place. I needed to take a weekend and actually do something in my backyard instead of everybody else's.
I know
Uh,
that you have an office on Monkland. There's also the main second step shelter in Dorval, and you have the equine therapy, which is up in the West Island somewhere, and then another office.
No, it's in Mirabel.
Mirabel, thank you. So, first of all, you had served with another organization before you founded the Lesentier. So well, you noticed obviously because you've been in the forces for 40 years. You obviously noted there were some shortfalls in taking care of our veterans when they come home, and that's no minor statement.
Uh, Actually, the I'll go by sequence. Uh, I start my service in the Quebec area in the army, but then oh, by the way, bonjour Yvan.
Monsieur Plourde, on vous écoute.
Ok. Euh, ce qu'on a, what we did at the time in the 80s, uh, our international deployment were basically in Germany and Cyprus, which were there were no combat zone, no anything. Everything changes in the 90s, where so-called peacekeeping missions and then peacemaking missions came in, and like any big institution, the army, the institutions, Canadian government, the armed forces, uh, have to relearn after a time what it means to send troops in arms way. So everybody had to, mainly after Bosnia, when either PTSD or transition or readaptation issues started popping out, mid 90s and up, it was for our generation of public servant politicians, but not something completely new because Korea was dated for the 1970s. So everything has to come back as a reflex. Society has changed too. It was not anymore a national commitment. The last time Canada actually got a real rally under the flag was Second World War. So it was our grandparents at the time. So coming out and say, oh, we have transition issue or we got adaptation issue from military to civilian life, recognizing that it being a military in a combat zone or a conflict zone was just oh, he signed for it and he's just doing his job. So it was not like just that. So it have a societal shift to come and turn around and realize that it was more than just having a uniform and going overseas and just doing your job. So, but it took time. I didn't notice the shortcoming until I first deployed to see that there was shortfall, but everybody was new at this. And reality really hit our institutions during the early years and then after Afghanistan, where it's holy shit. It's not like career soldiers being sent. There were part-time people, reservists, citizen soldiers that were sent out, brought back, and thrown back in society without any safety net or with any support. It was true for the active duty people, where the really macho culture of the time, and it was just not the army, it was society in general. The man doesn't cry, the man doesn't complain, the man just grind the teeth and go further. Realized that was not enough.
Is this something you experienced yourself, Monsieur Plourde? Of course.
Sorry?
This is something that you experienced yourself, of course, yes?
Yes, I did. And thankfully, when I was older, since I deployed late in my military career, so I got a life experience behind me that enabled me to better manage all these mixed emotion, that intensity, and who I am as a person. But I was able also to witness my friends that we got the same training, we got the same background, and sometimes we reacted totally differently at the same situation. Some things for me were again, it was there, we had to do something, but it was not something that, linked to anguish or whatnot. And my friend beside me was, what the hell I'm doing here? we have to get out. and the other way around. Sometimes there were things that looked totally normal for people. So I lived it personally, and then after that, as the commanding officer of an Army Reserve unit, seeing troops coming back, and I was with them in Afghanistan, not the same job, but at the same time as them. So when we came back, we, notwithstanding the rank, as human beings, I found out that there were different way of living through these environment and coping with them. And when I turned around to find institutional support, it wasn't there,
Right.
or it was really stovepipe. So the people, like most of things in life, when you got a life-changing decision, it's to make. It's often when you're not ready to take it.
Right.
Like see a
Indeed.
doctor after cancer. I don't know what, but
So the transition, again, it's probably rather elaborate, but what are the steps now in what you assisted people in doing when it comes to transitioning? I never even thought about this. I was reading the notes this morning. Transitioning back to civilian life. My goodness, how ignorant are we when we're not even thinking of this? So what is the first step? What's the first step that you take in this transitional process?
realize that everything is not there anymore. You live when you're in the armed forces, and I don't know, there might be similarities with the fire, being a police officer or the paramedic or the first responder world. Your organization puts all its energy to take away distractions. I mean, like firefighters going in the caserne. For the military, I lived for 40 years to a point in an environment where I didn't have to think about my tax. It was all calculated. I didn't think about the doctor because the Army got a doctor. I didn't think about a dentist. I received an email saying, Plourde, you're in the P zone. P zone is between September and October. You will see the dentist at that date.
Right.
Every single year. So I didn't have to think about anything else but training and being ready. That was it. And all of a sudden, and it goes for people in the regular forces, people in Valcartier and some other that live on base. It goes all the way to your rent, your food is paid and taken from your pay. So basically, the money you got in your pocket everything is paid beside cable in your car.
Right.
Also, too,
So
it's
if
like
you do
the
that for a while-
environment. The
Sorry?
environment's different. I believe we have some pictures here, then, to show you. I think, and you will explain these pictures, please, Bruno. But it's quite a sea change when you're in Afghanistan for a long period of time, and living what you're living over there, which is, I'm sure, even if you're in an encampment, we all know that bad things still happen anyway. And every day you go out on the road or you see someone coming towards you, that whole the mindset is to be like hyper alert, hyper vigilant all the time. Now, what is this picture here?
Oh, this one is the picture with John Cuddy. He was my boss. Basically, he's a colonel of the U.S. Army National Guard in New York, and yeah, he was my boss. It's a picture we took together when we were in a meeting with the chief of the Afghan National Police for Southern Afghanistan. He was technically his mentor, and I was managing the staff. So we ended up, working together for 3 months before he rotated out.
Wow. And here?
Here, I was actually giving an interview to a Canadian press journalist. Bayarjon, I think his name. It was totally a coincidence. He was covering a meeting between the Canadian commander, the Canadian Task Force commander, and the elders at the base, the forward operation base I was, and he just walked around and Plourde. Well, that's not English. So it was just first a pleasure to speak French for a while, and then hey, what are you doing? And he actually took a picture of me during the interview.
Oui, mais vous étiez le premier francophone à être the Black Watch, correct?
Yeah, it's tongue in cheek. It's a contested claim because you got Victor Chartier that was there before me.
Still.
Somebody from NDG that spoke only English. But at the end of the day, in the article they put out that I was the first, and at the end of the day, I honestly never actually thought of that.
And is this the Black Watch?
Black Watch ceremonial uniform.
Yep.
We were
Okay.
in 2018. We did a stop at Vimy
Yes.
with a delegation. So we got the Vimy monument in the back. And when you're seeing on the right-hand side, the little cables, they're basically sheep pens because there are still shells on Vimy Ridge. And they kind of mow the lawn because the vibration might have them exploded. So what they use instead are sheep. So you got sheep herd being moved left, right, and center to actually mow the lawn.
Wow.
Didn't lose any sheep?
Oh yeah, there were plenty. They're moving. It's just their weight is so light, it will not happen compared to the big machinery they could use.
Yes.
So.
And this is Montreal. You're on
Church
parade.
Yeah, Montreal, Sherbrooke Street, bodybuilding 2 blocks from the St. Andrew St. Paul Church. It's our regimental church. So with the Black Watch, every first Sunday of May, the regiment leaves Blurry Street in full uniform with our colors, and the service at the church is dedicated to the service of the regiment. So we bring the colors, put them on the altar, and the color are blessed for the year after for the year after. And the old service is the sermon and everything is dedicated to the regiment.
And this is you asking where the bathroom is?
Actually, I was actually claiming that I succeeded. I was claiming victory because I found it beforehand. Being the commanding officer brings cool things and a load of surprises. That's in the City Hall of Middelburg in Netherlands. And it was supposed just to be a small cocktail reception. We ended up being 200. And then the mayor just turned around, give me the microphone, and say something to the crowd. Okay, my Dutch is rusty, but seriously, and it was 2018 again. It was the 100th anniversary of the end of the war and so on. So I just turned around. I've been given a microphone, and I have to thank the community of Middelburg and the elected officials and the people that were there for their hospitality.
And the Netherlands have a special place in their heart for us, do they not?
Oh yes, in Quebec we have the Je me souviens de plate, and they got it, I think, on their national flag. They are so grateful of what Canadians did, because it was mainly Canadian military forces that liberated the Netherlands. What we did, even now, and it goes within. It's also in the school curriculum. If you have a cemetery, in a town, the 24th of December, there will be a procession from the school with the students to the cemetery, and they will put a little candle on the tombstone of every single soldier, so they don't feel alone.
I find that so touching. I
met a family in Groningen doing the tour, and our guide was a guy from the neighborhood. He just knocked at the door and got in. I said, okay, you get in people's house like that? And they got a big pixelized picture, black and white, of a Canadian soldier kneeled right at the corner of the house in 1944.
Wow.
And she said, but why do you put that in your living room? And it was something sizable, like 1 meter by 1.5 meters. And it was the young mother that was there, maybe in mid-30s. I want my children to remember who liberated us. So it's really ingrained in the society, being thankful, being grateful. And you feel kind of weird in the sense of we don't have anything like that, I'll say, in North America or at home because we've never been invaded. So when you go there, you're confronted with that grateful gratitude and generosity. It's kind of unsettling. But and especially the fact that it's now the third generation and they are as enthusiastic
and they're still remembering
as it was like 80 some years ago. So that these are things that are not military per se, they are more historical. But I was able to live as a commanding officer of the Black Watch going there, especially when you go to the city and say, okay, we contributed to not the well-being, but the better being of that community. It's kind of... I'm sorry,
Monsieur Plourde, I'm sorry too, but there's something that's been eating at my craw here since we started talking. And it's the 24th of August, 2026, and we were told by an American spokesperson, a dimwit, recently, a few hours ago, that Canada has no military and that Canada has no standing from a military standpoint. So I don't want to put you on the spot, Monsieur Plourde. You must have something to say about that.
Honestly, like I do most of my life, I'll give you a perspective first. With everything I've been through, I got a kind of a weird perspective of the world. And when I'm hearing stuff like that, I don't have emotions anymore. It's just like, he's a moron. And I keep going. So when like you got a bloated bag at a fucking 5 cassette, you go to an happy hour and you hear somebody that blah, blah, blah all the time and names drops and everything else. After a few minutes, you just roll your eyes and go to another guest. But for me, all that rhetoric is just that. Do you know what you're talking about? No.
I got
obviously. So why should I waste my time and energy?
Okay, enough said.
To get angry.
Enough said. Sorry.
I was just going to say I would like to ask you about your deployment in the Balkan states in Bosnia-Herzegovina in 2001. That was a very, well, wars are all scary, but that one was really I don't know if ethnic cleansing was a term that was used like it was used in Rwanda, but that was, to be a peacekeeper in that sort of atmosphere must have been just crazy.
Things, to clarify, in 2001, when I did my tour there, the war was over. The Dayton Accord was lined up. So my job was to basically mop up the floor, let's call it like that, to clean up. Oh, the picture you got, Yvan, is in the DRC in Congo. That was the staff.
Sorry about that. I saw something blue.
No
and
problem.
Thought maybe,
I don't think you got a picture of Bosnia.
Okay.
But this one is in Congo. In the back is the multinational division headquarters. I'm
sorry, please continue. Okay.
No problem. So in Bosnia, my job was basically to supervise the Dayton Accord application. So put the weapon and ammunition in safe storage, separate, give back property to people, find with the OSC, find who houses belong to, and then give them back to their rightful owners, because these houses were seized left, right, and center. So there was a lot of civilian work, international work. But my job at the end was to make sure that the paperwork was there, the person was the right person, and I was basically a witness to that. So I was more an enabler at the end to bring stability to stuff, and of course supervise the training. So I worked with Croat, Bosniak, less Serb in the region I was in, but that was honestly pretty cool. Giving
it's hard
back.
to think of it though, that there's a war and then someone comes in and takes over your house, and then they have to give it back. Certainly, there were arguments and there were some contretemps.
No, not that much, because the most of the house were seized by the military. The
Ah,
war is over, so the military is not there anymore. But the responsibility of that house, let's say the house was either broken or stuff was stolen in it and whatnot, it was an old process I was not involved in. With, do you have pictures? What have you been lost? And there was a compensation process. Sometimes there was some construction being made, so the house was habitable. Because if you got a concrete blocks with no windows, not really helpful. So there was with the OSC a protocol with and Bosnian government to just give it back. And my job was basically to try and make sure that confirmation there was not unexploded ordnance. The place was safe of mines. If you got farm fields, you would like if you go and start farming. Just saying, I would not want to hit empty personal mine with my tractor. So there are certifications like that was my job. So I really found it positive in the sense of I was giving after something super bad. I was giving back, and I was
Some
able to
relief.
use my military skills to improve the life of people.
Good. Let's go back to some photographs here. We have one here.
Yep, that Kandahar, the Afghan National Police headquarters for southern Afghanistan, Ahmad. There is the gardener, and you're in the middle of the desert. Kandahar province is not with flourishing tropical forests. And this guy with nothing got flower beds like this all over. And one of the things that is not known enough, but Afghans are poets. They write poetry, they sing their poetry, and they like flowers. They like beautiful things. But even during the war, you always have flowers somewhere. And it was not a question of rank and status. They like anything that is lively. And when we left, we were about to leave, and we made a certificate of appreciation to him, saying thank you to making our life a bit more joyous.
oh,
And it's an ancient civilization too. They know so much.
Yeah,
There was this DRC, Monsieur Plourde, you mentioned?
yeah.
Okay.
It was the handover picture of the Sector 2 of the operation in the Monique. I'm without a beard. I'm the first row, second from the right. I'm seating.
Okay. And this, I presume, is a very key person in your life here?
Yeah, Chantal, it was my change of command, my last change of command in the regiment in 2020. That was basically my last event in uniform. And the what you see in the back it's the Black Watch officer's mess that Ira mentioned a few minutes ago. And you got the beheaded picture of His Majesty on the wall on top.
how quickly did you get that up? I'm just thinking,
Uh-huh.
when one monarch passes and another one comes in, do you have one like on the side or?
Oh, they were ready with that. Yeah, just like the coins and everything. They just open a drawer and there it is.
Yeah.
And
we
who
do
is
some
this?
magic.
Who is this person here, Monsieur Plourde?
Sterling
Oh,
Downey,
Sterling!
my evil twin. Well, he says the same thing about me. Uh, I met Sterling. Uh, Sterling at that time was deputy mayor of Montreal. I was the commanding officer of the regiment. We showed up at McGibbon's for a regimental 5 à 7 or happy hour. Or no, meet and greet is the proper name. And we showed up without talking to each other. We both ended up with the same shirt and jeans, and the only two places left in the section of the pub we had. was one beside each other. So we laughed out. We really laughed out. And actually, that picture is the reason why I'm actually have a beard now. Is Sterling decided at the ripe young age of 51 to join the army, and he joined the Black Watch.
At
And
51?
I told him
Yes,
that,
just
yeah,
last year.
and in solidarity with him, I said, okay, I'm going to let my beard grow until you actually pass your basic infantry course. Because when he joined, he had to cut his beard and trim it. So basically, now we are planning in the next few weeks, since he qualified last summer, to actually go to the same place with the same jacket and actually sit at the same place and have another picture. So me with the longer beard and him with a short one.
We should also mention that Sterling, long before, but I was quite impressed when he told me he was joining the Black Watch at his age. But for years before that, he still is a city councillor in Verdun.
Yeah.
He does the Fit and Fire competition, which is a national competition, of course, with firemen. But it's an insane. Did you ever go when he was doing the course? Like
no, I let the firefighter doing that stuff.
Oh no, but the course was crazy. I mean, you're carrying like 100 pounds of hose up a 30-foot ladder and then rolling giant tires, and it's like you have to be like Iron Man strength to do that. He gives me great hope for my future, and I hope when I'm 55 that I will be in that shape too.
When you're 55, I'm sorry, is the recording, I think the recording is going awry here. Something's wrong. And this is Bruno before beard, I guess, right?
Yeah, maybe before beard.
Okay. Listen, we know we got to let you go, but this has been very instructive. However, we can't conclude without letting people know where they can reach you and where they can tap into all of this good work that you do, and where they can provide donations as well, yes. I presume.
Yeah. Actually, people that want to know more about Les Sentiers, we mentioned it a little bit. I think it's in another podcast completely. But Les Sentiers is helping veterans in transition. If donation can be done through the website, they just go on Les Sentiers website, lesentier-thetrail.ca. They go in, they can make the donation of their choice through the years or one shot, and all that money goes directly to program to help veterans and their family transition. And you got the choice for what you're going to give, either day camp for veteran children. So we are adapting.
Our the kids camp. Too, of course.
For the kids, we're working with Equisance that provides, like Ira mentioned, horse-assisted therapy to give therapy sessions, but they're not paid by Veterans Affairs Canada. So we're raising funds. So every time we got enough money, we can have a veteran that goes through it. And Les Sentiers is providing clinical support
and
with social workers and others.
Is the music room, the music training facility in NDG too?
Actually, we got music. We got a music program that covers the four locations. So Dorval, NDG, Mirabel, and Quebec City. And it's not music classes. It's a place to meet, discuss, chat, and you just so happen to learn music. So you go, if you're enthusiastic and want to learn, sky is the limit. If you just want to meet people and scratch the guitar, there's a place for you too. And that's the idea with Les Sentiers. It's not about how complex your case is you need help. We are there. We can help you to fill a form, but we can help you to find the appropriate services for you or your family, so you can be a better person, and by reflection, your family be happier.
lesentier-thetrail.ca.
Exactly.
Monsieur Plourde, we owe you a debt of gratitude. On vous remercie. Thank you for what you're doing, sir.
Merci, Bruno. On va se voir la semaine prochaine à le Festival ukrainien.
Yep.
Excellent.
Looking at first.
Woohoo!
Thank you, sir.
Everybody. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to have a chat with you guys.
Thank you very much.
Merci, Bruno.
Okay. Bye.